audio test one too. All right off the bat here, guys. Sell side liquidity. Sell side liquidity. London lows right here. Since wow, okay. And then we got buy side. Asia high. We got some more right there. London high. So we've got we've got interesting levels today. Where do we open up at 7 o'clock till 5? That's our range. Okay, all right. So we have our pre-930 range. And as of right now, you can see that, you know, yesterday we've, you know, this morning we took out sell side, big drop after the open. We were in the lower half of the RTH range and below it throughout all of yesterday's trading. We did leave an RTH gap here. So it's something that's good that may be filled in the future, but it's something that hasn't been filled yesterday. So today we pushed lower, we created these highs here. Again, I have a feeling if we were to grab these highs, we'd probably want to continue up to this area here. But as of right now, from an interim perspective, we see where we closed off yesterday. That's another thing I need to map for today's session. Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Lucian. Hope I pronounced that correctly. We got S&T right now between ES and NQ on these two highs here. But yeah, I'm not putting too much weight on it. It's just, it is occurring. We do have minor buy side above here. I am really liking these lows here. Created them, we pushed away. They're trending overall bearish. And we got these highs as well, which were just going into a daily SIBI fair value gap, coming to the downside, rejecting the first presentation fair value up yesterday and dropping lower. So pretty nice. Recently, these London ranges have been insane. So let's see here. This fair value gap here is of interest. I'm going to mark it as blue because it's a bullish PD array. But it's nice because it was sitting on the 0.5 level of daily suspension block. And you can see how nicely your respected price here. This is also a nice fair value gap here. You can see how nice price rejected it. It broke once above it, but every time it touched it, it broke down below. So we got that level, sell side below us, minor buy side, of course. We got relative equal highs above us as well. So overall, from like a higher time frame perspective, let's see. It'll be nice to see some kind of like sell side liquidity or buy side liquidity sweep reversal, and then we'll take the first fair value gap going down. That's probably going to be the position. That's going to be that? Maybe, right? It would be nice, and then just taking it down to 0.5. And then leaving a runner all the way down to sell side London lows, possible. This displacement candle, what time was it at? 6:33. Okay. On the upper side, it is. We're entering the macro time right now, 6:50 to 7:10. This move to the upside here, it technically grabbed this little small high here, and it just touched this fair value gap that was respected well in the past. We drove lower. That is our shift in market. But all of these bodies here are still staying in the upper half of this fair value gap. So, you know, if we're to break lower, what would that be? A 2-1 like that? Maybe. Yes, took out this high already. Okay. So that's overall the analysis for today. Not too complex, but we've got really smooth levels created amongst us. Found some key PD arrays that are sitting on the quadrant. Smooth lows below us here and here. And then, of course, you know, all this is, you know, quite a ways away. But if we were to be bullish, it'd be nice to see a sweep lower and then coming back up. During yesterday's ICT's video, I only watched half of it. Didn't have time to watch the whole thing. He did say he's mildly bullish. He did have a prediction that he's going to be grabbing some lows below us. It's the latest daily swing low. But I don't think, but he basically said at this point that his bias is mixed and he's currently only looking at intraday swings. So in terms of using higher time frame bias, I think, you know, if you kind of think we're bullish and then bearish and bullish, I think it's very easy to tell why, because of how we're respecting the higher PD arrays being the daily. So you can see here, we've got a nice rejection off this fair value gap. Right? to the upside, all the bodies staying in the upper half. Let's see how the 2-minute looks like here. The 2-minute, again, are these relatively cool lows? They're also relatively cool lows on ES. That's good. ES also created a sell side liquidity here. We pushed higher, we pulled back, created these somewhat relatively cool highs here with SMT. Pulled down into mean threshold. We're tracing back up. We're using this fair value up here, which I think I drew. Oh, that's on the 1-minute. So 2-minute painting the same story. Like once price breaks above this blue box here, that's when I think this is going to be more realistic and higher probability setups to grab these longs, but hover within here then. Maybe the downside here might be of interest. But again, we're just waiting for more right now to see what price can offer. Again, I think a very classic setup here is waiting for some kind of intra-level sweep before moving into the opposite direction and using the first presentation, either IFEG or fair value gap in that direction for a trade. I think that is my favorite model, to be honest, the one that ICT tweeted 2 or 3 days ago. Grabbing mid runs like this is always difficult. You know where the direction is, when you know where price is going without any significant pullbacks, that's definitely a plus. That is something that we will be watching today. If anyone here has any bias in the chat, feel free to drop it. I'm curious. I'm interested in your opinion. If we're more bullish or bearish for specific levels that you think we're going to hit. But I'm scanning right now, and other than that, can't really think of anything else. Like we opened here. I grabbed a tiny short yesterday, right before the close. I could have definitely held it longer. Wasn't expecting it to just drill past this upper blue level. Relative equal highs, dropped, Asia highs, big drop lower. So price is going into this fair value gap right now that was rejected many times in the past. It's sitting on the upper quadrant of the daily extension block. Let's see how that acts. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Actually, macro starting. Give it a minute here. See what this candle does at 7 o'clock. This minor buy side has just been tagged by price. It'd be nice to see a closure above. And then at the next level that it might reach for is this. And what are we waiting for? We're waiting for a reversal right now. Possibly off of this. Again, again off of a level that makes sense with a nice reversal, a shift in market, and then that's going to be the position. So the wick here grabs liquidity. Now it looks like we're getting a deeper push in. And we'll have to wait for closure to see what's going to happen here, because it can definitely come back down and close within it. Or it's going to be pushing to the next level of liquidity, which is above this high here. And then we got these highs as well above us. This is the new week opening gap, sorry, new day opening gap of today. You can see there's a lot of sensitivity around it. But technically we had, all of this is relatively smooth. It is rejecting the lower half of the new dog. But again, it's just smoothness, which the market does not like. You can see, a body closed above this. They're called high probability fair value gaps. As you can see, they act really nicely from a respect level. It looks like price here is pushing up higher. I'm going to be back in 2 minutes. Give me 1 sec, guys. All right. That's a rejection that I was waiting for. Okay. Let's do this here. One. Run up the stairs. So failure to close above, big bodies below. What is that? 31, 4, 31, 3. calculating way too slow here. The entry would have been really nice. To be honest, it never really came back. Trying to calculate what would make most sense here. That's going to be the shift. 40. $30. I took it on the shift in market structure on the downside. If it does pull up, it has basically the first fair value gap here that it can go into. Or this inversion here. But I might scale in if it that All right, let's see. Sell side sweep, reversal. Technically the shift in MMS right there. Or the downside. I'll see this as respecting the upper quadrant. And then I'll want to see price enter this area here. Once it does enter, that might be my break-even target. Yeah. Basically all these fair value gaps here is something that should hold price lower. Just after a macro time. Or we're still within the macro time. Here's a sell side liquidity sweep. Quadrant rejection. And seeing if we get a push lower. If it respects this area here, I'll scale in 50% more into this move lower. It'd be nice to see this inversion here hold. Very important that it does. And it looks like it's slicing through. Last line of defense are these two fair value gaps here. Again, there was like 1, 2, 3. There's 4 PD arrays here. It's already scaled in down here. I'll leave it as is. And right now, I'd want to see it push the downside if this was the shift in market with the sell side or the buy side liquidity sweep pushing lower to come on, price. Do not break this fair value. Do we have news today? Let's see. That was a very deep pullback. Did not like it. 8:30 news. Non-farm. Okay, so there's a lot of red folder 8:30 news today. All right. Yeah, 8:30. Yeah, hey Manish. But the breaking of all of these fair value gaps here to the upside and us just being right here. I think I'm gonna be wrong on this idea, but I'm paying my stop loss to be up there. At this point, this would have to hold this high probability fair value gap in reverse. But I am not liking that at this point. What a little sneaky and cute today. Faking out like that to the downside. I thought it would break this, to be honest. That's why I entered on the move lower without waiting for the pullback. Sitting at mean threshold of this high probability fair value gap now. Again, it's a very V-shaped formation. Oh, if it wants to, I'll let it ride it out, and it might. my stop loss if it wants to do that. If not, I can turn around here and push lower. That would be great. I want to see it, you know, if it does get below this again. But very low probability of that happening. I think it's going to ride my stop loss, being honest here. I'll move my stop loss to these highs here. Do not want to see them breach. And this right there. I am surprised. High probability fair value gap. Held price. Let's see it break this level now. This was not, like, again, it was a good reaction, but I want to see it break lower and then start heading toward these lows here. Allergies. My stop loss is going below this fair value gap candle one high. We displace the downside. And if price were to take that, it's going to take that. So it allows for shaving of risk ultimately. It's not much, it's 15%. I'm a bit heavier on this position, but yeah, this fair value gap here, it's been holding really nicely. Yes, created these very smooth highs above us. But ultimately, what I want to see is this, you know, not get above mean threshold from a wick or a body perspective, and then just drop lower. And just once we get through this here, I think that's going to be a lot higher probability of it pushing lower. But this is going to be like that line in the sand. Again, I was surprised we just didn't break it there, but let's see if this push right here. So this candle closed in the lower half of this SIBI. And then let's see if it has the energy to push and close below this 633 fair value gap, which has done an excellent job of holding price. And then once that goes, I will be reducing my risk even more at that point. Because I wouldn't want to see this break to the upside again, this fair value gap. After this, I don't think I'd want to see that. There is 8:30 news, all red folder. What are the chances in the next hour it drops all the way down here? So I think this might be a really good partialing area. And then go to break even and then just letting price go. But again, let's see this closure below this fair value gap. This position could have been way bigger if I was a bit more patient on the pullback, but we'll see. Come on, break it. One, two, three. This is the fourth tap to the downside. Usually like what we want to see when it comes to fair value gaps, assuming that we're like bullish here, is like when price taps it once, twice, we want to see it run max 3 times. But here you can see it technically, you know, tried attacking a 4th time. This is not a break to the downside. That was not a healthy body closure at all in the upper half of this fair value gap. I'm out. Am I not out? I just sold 1 contract. I was at 6. I'm at 5. But guys, this is really bad PA here. We've ultimately bounced between these 2 levels like this. What you gonna do, Price? I feel like you're just gonna ride my stop here. All right, there you go. So, that was it there. Hindsight speaking, again, after seeing price do what it did, it just moved ultimately sideways. So as of right now, I'm sidelined because this is not something that I want to participate in. This fair value gap here, it did an excellent job of not breaking through. Let's see what Minash's saying. There's an upside of 15 and 30 minute fair value gaps working as a magnet. First strike. Having a high chance to tap. Really like the higher time frames too, like the 1 hour when it came to this rejection, but that is basically first attempt. It was in the macro. It was a pullback from. So anyways, it is what it is. We got the new dog 7-2, which is today's new day opening gap above us. With this minor buy side. But even if it pushes lower from here, I would have no interest, which I don't think it will, because if you think about it and how it's reacting to these fair value gaps, it did an excellent job of supporting price here, and it's really trying to attempt to break this area here. So this IFEG did not act well. This sliced through it, and this fair value gap right here is basically sitting on side with this one. So all right. Body's closing in the upper half of this high probability fair value gap above the quadrant. Look at ES right now, what it created. These smooth highs, which most likely it's going to come up and grab. But the next macro is going to be here, 750. Let's see what it wants to do at 750 here. We'll give it 10 minutes and see if it does push higher. What does it do? Maybe these highs here is going to get disrupted. Use that new dog and continue lower, or it's going to continue pushing higher, get above this daily SIBI. But we will see. I revived all of my Apex 50K funding accounts, which are literally near to lose. I'm hoping to get first payout. I revived. Were you the guy that almost blew all your Apex and you had like 300 left? Minesh, I'm not fully understanding your question. If you can just restate it. Right, still hovering around this high probability fair value gap. It would be awful to see it just drop and it just, take me out by a tick. But in terms of bias, I think it can go both ways here. So it has to do a bit more disruption here or picking that low side target. See what the 4 hour looks like, the 1 hour. Is today FOMC? Let me see here. $8:30. Yeah, so unemployment claims, non-farm payroll change, and hourly earning. Oh, hold on, guys. I think today is NFP. Why would it be on the Thursday? Non-farm payroll changes today. So today is NFP, guys. And why? Because tomorrow's a holiday and it got pushed to today. Interesting. Yeah, there's a bank holiday tomorrow. Yeah. And that's why PA's like this, because NFP's in an hour. Jeez, I knew that. Probably wouldn't take that short. I didn't even read the red folder news today. I'm like, okay, it's red folder. Yeah, because I'm looking at Forex Factory right now. Unemployment range changes today. Yeah, today's Thursday, July 2nd. So it's all today. It's all pushed back a day to today. I guess we're going to be trading NFP today. All right, that's fun. It's price just on NFP days is generally a bit messier than it is on non-NFP days because there's going to be such an injection of volatility at 8:30. So unless something super clean shows up during the macro, like these lows here and this high here can all just wait for NFP. That's all it is. It's just setting itself up and it might consolidate. And then we'll see an aggressive run during NFP. But as of right now, like we haven't left this range of 50 points since 6:30, 7:30. I have one more bullet in the barrel today, so I shall be patient on this trade. And if it's not ultra clear, then there's going to be no trade pre-NFP. Like price is really hovering around this level here. It's going to be NFP. Yeah. To be honest, a little quick win if we get something. Maybe once price breaks below this fair value gap here, that's going to be indication that we're going to push lower and do something like that. A quick, 3-to-1. That's kind of ideal one that I'm having because like taking it off of this again right now in this range while it's ranging pre-NFP, I just don't think that's the smartest idea. And me getting whipped out here is a very high possibility, even though that you might get more RR here, like instead of like 2.5-to-1, you'll get 5-to-1. But from a percent strike rate perspective and what price has done and what we want to see it to do, I think it would probably be just a breakout out of this range, getting back in, showing us that it's going to be using that as an IFEG and then pushing price lower. And it's going to be probably a quick sweep here. To be honest, maybe even like this level right here. Upper quadrant of this fair value gap here. As it's very sensitive, you can see for the last couple of candles. Those are my thoughts. But anyways, and to be honest, if this were to happen, it would have to be like in this macro time. And then this here is going to be no trading. And then once NFP hits at 8:30, I'll probably say the first 10 to 15 minutes, no trading again. Like that, no trading. And then at 8:40, you can start opening yourself up to where does price want to go after that NFP damage. Sound like a robot today. Those are my thoughts. See, super rangy. The next level of buy side is going to be above us right there on that line. Again, it's just a singular high from 5 o'clock. That's all it is. And right now we are pushing into the upper quadrant of the BIST here. My next level of interest would be right here. This new day opening gap of today. Seeing what price wants to do around here. But between these two levels, again, even if we get a reversal here, I wouldn't be too interested. I'd want to see it at the July new week opening gap. Okay. Price right now is heading for the singular high here. It already took it on ES. There's SMT happening between these two pairs. Macro in 10 minutes. Technically, what I should do right now is look at the last hour of trading before NFP for the last 3 months and see how this last macro looked like or worked. But it's if anything, it's going to be a little quick position. Nothing crazy. Because slippage around NFP is a real thing. And it's not something that I'm going to be opening up myself to. So, nor should anyone here. Unless you're passing Apex accounts in one shot. Go long. All right. Relative equals highs left. Did not take this target. It went into, technically, this is a rejection block. Nine minutes left. I'm going to be patient here and wait for this macro. But as you guys can see, like this was hellish PA today. Like yesterday was good. The day before that it was good. Today, this is no bueno. So it displaced higher, created a fair value gap, went into the upper half, and then it pushed higher, and now it took out these highs. Remove that, not important anymore. And then the next level here is this new day opening gap. Even if I was positioned long here, I think the entry here would have been extremely tricky. Because, you know, you got this high probability fair value gap, which was rejecting price like crazy. You got all this down here, which was respecting price to the upside, to the downside. And then finally, when we broke up higher, maybe, you know, this pullback here and grabbing this long, but it's personally against my overall bias of where I want to see price go. And again, we got NFP too, so it's just gonna reset my thoughts at 8:30. So let's see what it's gonna do around this area here. Good morning, Martin. July 2nd, fair value gap. So new day opening gaps like this one right here above us, they act as magnets to price and they reject price and they're sensitive. So that's basically what you need to get. This red line here is where we closed yesterday. So I'm going to remove this price, but it's just a reference for me on where we closed yesterday. This most likely won't happen anymore that short. And then let's see what's going to happen. The 1 hour is inverting a fair value gap right now. London highs around us. NFP around the corner. Okay. Price is touching new day opening gap. We got these highs here that are just nested right below the mean threshold. Let's see it wick below that and see if we get some kind of respect. I'm going to cycle quickly through these time frames. Macro in 5 minutes. We're basically right now in the better time within like the entire hour of trading. Now we can plan the trade for bearish. Yeah, technically, yes. The thing I'm not liking is NFP around the corner. That's like the wild card, to be honest. I really wish we didn't have news at 8:30 being NFP. But we'll see here. If I see a spike here and a rejection, maybe just taking... I don't even think I can clear that within 40 minutes. Like, how long did it take to get from here to here? An hour and 40 minutes. Like what, pre-NFP, we get like a huge surge to the downside. Yeah, highly unlikely, but again, I'm waiting for 1 minute feedback here on the chart. And I'm looking at higher time frames too. Again, not looking the prettiest. Like we were traced down to mean threshold of the daily suspension. We pushed higher. We did a little sandwich here over the last hour, broke to the upside. This would just be like a playoff of what? Like the new day opening gap. Sell side liquidity sweep. We got London above us. This would be like a nice short. Like if we were to, be going into buy side liquidity here, like I think going short off of like in this area would be nice, especially off of this. That'd be like easy bread and butter. 3R risk. Yeah, exactly. Equal lows and equal highs. Yeah, it's like these two levels of liquidity and we're sandwiched between them both. So three-minute macro. So now we know what this is. I'll delete it. But now we're going to have a little small window of 20 minutes of finding a high probability trade and taking it. There's a lot of negatives because of NFP. There's highs and lows below us. Okay, we just took out these two highs here from earlier in the morning from 150. Where's the midnight open? Okay, it's up here. I have it positioned like this, but it doesn't mean I'm taking it. Here for reference material. 28 at 4. Probably be like around 4 contracts if there was a position. Yeah, I think, Martin, you're right about that. It's letting one of these levels give out before taking the other. I don't know what Sabo. I don't know what that means. First time I'm seeing that reference. What's in Sabo? What would I ask ICT? To be honest, I have no idea. I'd probably ask just ICT to critique my trading. Oh, he's a trader. Okay. Yeah. We're in a macro right now. We went into this like this would be a highly discretionary trade to the short side. But, we went into the new dog. We went to mean threshold. We pulled away from it. No fair value gaps have formed. No inversion. Just this little tiny liquidity sweep. This I am not interested in. But it's just, a trade idea. Not a good trade idea. What would I like to ask ICT? Confirming entering for bearish. Manish, I'm not entering right now. Like this is not a strong A+ trade for me to take to the downside. I was just positioning it. I'll see. But if I were to ask ICT something, I'd probably maybe ask him about like that Enigma thing about like, how can I take that to the lower time frames in a respectable manner? Because that daily setup that he posted on Enigma it's so rare. It's like a suspension block with like displacement, and using those levels, seeing if that can be applied in a more usable fashion for trades. I'll probably ask that, or like around like stop loss placement. I feel like that's my weakness. So many times I get tagged out by like a tick or two, and price just runs to my direction, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But that's like the one thing that ICT doesn't talk about. He doesn't talk about proper stop loss placement because he says that's his secret. So DSID there. Yeah, technically, or consolidation on the lower half of the new day opening gap. It's 75% of that sus block daily. I'm not sure what that is, Martin. Which block you're talking about? Yeah, see. We kind of, not a single fair value gap here has formed. We're in the macro. Let's see if it's going to want to push above this area or if it's going to respect it. But this right here, guys, NFP in 40 minutes is what is creating. And we got these London highs here with yesterday's first presentation, Tuesday's first presentation. Like this, people took shorts here. That was a 6 short from London at 130 in the macro in the kill zone. I feel like London traders have it really easy these days. Like look at this. Even if you trailed it every third candle, you would survive this entire range. You might get stopped out here, but like look at this BS. Okay. Look at these candles here. Interesting. Bodies are still closing with like below. We took out these two highs here. We've got London highs above us. 15-minute is turning to the upside. I feel like this is going to be like the only entry we're going to get for any possible shorts. Oh, but there's not even a single fair value gap or an inversion or anything. It's just consolidation on the lower half of the new day opening gap. Like this is like, is this a prime trade? Like if it were to maybe displace away from it and come back and not liking it. Smooth lows below us. I think it's just because NFP is around the corner. Can price keep continuing pushing up here? Yes, can. The shift in market would be where? Right there. So sensitive area. Maybe that short should have been taken. Just NFP, guys, is really throwing me off. I'm going to let it go without me. Let's see if it's going to come back here to this area. Like if it does, then always a re-entry. Like a fair value gap there on the 30-second. Once it gets into here, I'll take a position. That's going to be my entry. With my stop loss above here, 23 points, 23 point F4. I'm going to sell 4 right before NFP. So shifter market structure, we took sell side, new day opening gap, respected. Upper half of you know what? I'm not liking it. I cannot take risk on this, guys. Unless I get a nice rejection here, like a physical rejection. Actually, you know what? No. The position is there. I'll take the short. It's there. It's sell side Like everything in the trade that I want to see is there. So buy, stop, I'll have it right there. So we had a sell side sweep multiple times. This too, rejection of the new day opening gap, displacement lower, fair value gap. We went into the fair value gap. I entered off of it. That's the position. Like it's the move. And then my stop will be at after candle 1 after the displacement here. So and then target, I'm going to aim for let's do this NFP thing here. I see it. I'm going to try getting at break even as fast as possible here because of NFP being in half an hour. This is going to be my break even right here. This level, like I wouldn't want to see a bounce off of this the moment we push lower. This is going to be break even for me once I hit 1R here. $8 o'clock just around the corner. I'm not loving it though, guys. There's something about this trade that I'm not liking. I might even just take a quick 1-to-1 here. The goal here is going to get some profits off of this trade if it pushes lower. The question is how to hold it. Maybe by trailing. We're going into this. This is going to be a bullish order block here. We want to see it close below mean threshold and break into this fair value gap here. I'm going to be pulling my stop loss to below this high here of this fair value gap because we left the new dog. We displaced, we came back, we rejected this fair value gap and we pushed lower. So that's going to be my invalidation right there. So I'm currently at 50% risk here. And at this point, we're going to be very careful about our stop. So I guess that might be... Why am I trailing it like this? Because NFPs in a couple of minutes. So I will get it above that right there. So stop loss is right there. And I feel like that just might be like a trailing game here. We're in this reversal zone right now. So price has two options. It's going to just continue going higher from here, or it's going to slice and it's going to start attacking these lower time frames. I'm officially break even here at this point. And as of right now, it's if it wants to push lower, I'll push lower. Don't have high expectations, but I'm not going to be leaving risk on the table here for this pre-NFP trade. We're in the macro here, and we'll see how far we can get in 9 minutes. What's Alex saying? There would probably be a reaction on previous day low level. What is previous day low? I don't have it marked. Oh, this is previous day low right here. All right. Okay. Makes a lot of sense. That's why we were, so a lot of sensitivity around that. But you're absolutely right, Martin, or not Martin, but Alex, that might be something. Oh, and you answered me. The overlapping zone from the sus block to the city. Oh, I see. Oh, so I haven't listened to the shadow piece of his lecture. If price pulls back here and it continues pushing lower, I'm just gonna keep trailing my stop losses after every pullback. That's the strategy, guys, and we'll see how low it can go. Nope. I have been told by the market that it's not going to go lower. Maybe the 1-to-1 would have been the right move. Yeah, I gotta watch that IC video. Maybe between NFP and the 9:30 open, I have 20 more minutes to watch. So with 50%, the bodies stay. There's my stop loss. It was a break-even trade. Bodies need to stay below 30,000, 30,000. This level here. Look at that, guys. This was my trust in them. This is why I trailed my stop loss to basically right there, because I was not, there was nothing here that I liked about PA. There was signs of reversals, but yeah, it is what it is. Could have just closed it for 1 hour. So now what did price do? It's breaking above the new day. I'm gonna remove this, guys. Like, you guys saw the trade. It was a break-even trade. I feel like what price is doing right now, it's see this run to the upside. I feel like NFP is just gonna take it down and just murder everyone. That's my 2 cents. Or it spikes up and then shoots down. Something here is sus. Hey, it's okay, Martin. The analysis here was it was a line too. For me, it was like the new day opening gap, rejection, and taking that short. But anyways, we're pushing to the upper half of the new day opening gap. We're in the upper half of the daily suspension block, which is this big blue block. And now price is going to be hunting London highs. Buy side liquidity. I think we're gonna have to be patient, guys. Unless they're like, you guys, I'm gonna say take a long, but tech. Just a bad trading time right now, guys. But technically, I think longs are the only thing you can do before NFP. Like maybe these highs here from London. But as of right now, once you get this break above here, that's going to be interesting. Maybe we can scalp something to the upside. I want to see it come back, create some kind of PD raise on like this level here, and then use that to push price higher, right below first presentation on Tuesday. We've officially broke above daily suspension. I'm just positioning this possible long here. I want to see price kind of dig into this fair value gap here, just reject, and then maybe off that momentum, take a little small long. The buy side. Like we're definitely in a buy program right now. Like this would be like a continuation long. It's just, if I were to grade this position in like a nice trade that'll put heavy risk behind, it wouldn't be up there. But like this is where I'm thinking the market is going to be heading. And like your stop loss would be below mean threshold of this new day opening gap, which we rejected, cut through it, trade back to the mean threshold, and then we pushed up. Now we broke above this daily suspension block. And right now, there's really nothing stopping price from hitting this level here. So if price comes down and gives me like a nice little wick to this fair value gap here, and it closes again above, then that's going to be my long. And I'll take it for $180 risk. So 60 to 70% of what I usually do. And try to squeeze profits before NFP. It's going to be what? It's going to be a 1 to 7 to 1. So let's see. Let's see if we'll get that push lower, fill that in, and then close higher and then push higher. And then if it wants to run without me, so be it. I'm going to let it. Any predictions on what NFP is going to do? Are we going to hit? There's only two answers. Like we're going to first drive to buy side, or we're driving first to sell side. What do you guys think? Come on, price, do something. Give me a nice clean signal that you won't push lower and you'll just drive to this higher area here. Okay. The price right now, from a 1 minute perspective, we had this huge drive higher. It had many bodies close above the whatchamacallit, the daily suspension block. Technically, it's showing failure to go lower here. Bodies aren't even closing on 15 seconds. I really wish it kind of came back lower here and pushed higher. but I'm going to let this go without me. Nice little buy program. Next 15 might open low to go high. Yeah. Yeah, but at this point, if you're in this trade, I'll probably break even here and just take that 50-50 shot of it hitting TP or it breaking you at break. Like, this is not something where you want to let trades breathe 15 minutes before NFP. A lot of interesting fair value gaps here above us. You've got your New York first presentation from yesterday, the day before yesterday. Yeah, of course. And things like this, even though that you're not in the trades, and maybe you are, but like you think it's going to go up in the direction, I think that's always a win. And that should be increasing your confidence as a trader, saying, okay, like I'm guessing the correction of price 70% of the time in the right direction. So again, you don't have to be making money off every trade. It's always good to wait for the right setup. But here it was like minimal pullback. And then, you know, a lot of body closures above with this singular push higher here. And it looks like profit's probably going to get hit here on this. The potential entry there. NFP in 15 minutes. Ever since we broke out of this range, it was really clean to the upside. But when it comes to pre-NFP, sometimes you don't see this. So there you go. TP would have been hit right there, I think. Man, should have took it. It's funny when you just sit on your hands and you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait for news to hit, and like your idea just spans out nicely, but it's okay. Can't cry about it. It's gonna be like a billion more trades today. Oh yeah, let's look at that. Good idea. Oh yeah, so when it comes to the 12 o'clock range, it'll be right here, right? I'm not going to draw it in, but that's basically, so a really key fair value gap that all you can use in your trading is the first fair value gap after 12 a.m. It's using the midnight opening range. It's actually right here. It's just above London highs. And it's sitting and it's nested within yesterday's first presentation, Tuesday's first presentation after 9:30, and it's all sitting on the lower half of the daily SIBI here. So again, we have to be patient today until 8:30. We got to wait for NFP to hit. And then we'll see if we can snag something before 9 o'clock. That's the game plan. This would have been like a 1.7. All right, so I will delete this. You guys saw that possible entry. Let's not muddle our charts. Gonna be, so this is gonna be all labor here. First after midnight. So we just touched it here. Marta, I must say, I kind of stopped using this fair value gap and you kind of relived it for me. We got this little suspension, or not suspension block, but fair value gap forming right before like this little pounce higher into these levels. If NFP wasn't in 12 minutes, I think we'd have really cool shorts after like such an aggressive range higher. We'd wait for like a deeper possible impact into this range, and then just take that first inversion with that first fair value gap to the downside. Because we got 11 minutes till NFP. All right, 833 forecast. It's going to 356, and then we'll fall from there to previous RTH highs. Hold on, let me map this. They may be in agreement with you here. 358. Do you think it's going to go all the way up here to yesterday's previous RTH high? See, it could. I'm just looking at these highs here, like Asia highs before the push lower. But could price just, again, it's NFP, guys. Anything can happen. Can price just rocket like that all the way up here? It for sure can. But this area for sure is like untraded territory. So, you know, A33333332-D. It's a fair assumption. Not disagree. All right, my guess is we hit these highs. And we don't hit RTH gap high. And we stay within this big red box, which is a daily suspension block or a daily fair value gap. That's my 2 cents. And then we drop lower. Again, like look at all these lows here. Like look at this. This is all money. Hence why we're waiting for NFP. I would have, to be honest, I wasn't even, I do not stream on NFP days because the price action before is usually dog. And after it's a bit tricky, but since we're already here, might as well keep going and seeing if something clean happens. The hardest part about trading is just being patient. I must admit, when I lose patience, I lose money. So you can see here, there's so many areas here, so many fair value gaps. We've rejected it. We're pushing away from it again. Like we're still in bullish delivery, right? This is just a tiny little pullback right before NFP. Don't think that we're turning around here and going short. This is not how you read this market. Huge SMT. It'll make me wait for NFP and maybe market open. Yeah, we'll see. Is there SMT? There is SMT. So NQ took London highs ES didn't. Right? Looking at these market profiles. It's not that bad, the SMT. I'm not sure what you're exactly referring to there, but it doesn't look bad from mine. Like I see them being in sync unless I'm missing something. But from a quick glance of these 1 minute scrunched up charts, I'm seeing a very similar pattern here. All right, 8 minutes, guys, till NFP, till fireworks. If you guys enjoy being patient with me, feel free to drop a like. If you guys made money off this long, congratulations. It was a nifty long. Like it's a respected long that happened. It's just I was just waiting for a little dinky candle to the downside with a push up before my entry, which I never got. What do I think? I think Asia highs for sure are gonna get tagged. Like there's like no way that they're not gonna get tagged. So I'm waiting for a drive higher. And then we'll give it like 5 minutes. Like we're gonna have to wait for NFP to cool down at least 5-10 minutes, and then using that macro right after it, seeing if we can start hunting price to the downside and maybe catch the high of day from a session perspective using NFP. That would be like ideal. And then just taking a massive short 30-1 scale in, bam, payout. That'd be ideal. Any more thoughts, Martin, or anyone else on what NFP is going to do? Someone just has to just fade all these ideas and say it's going to just drive down first, and then you win. But as of right now, we gotta wait, guys. This pre-NFP push to the upside is sus. The question is how many accounts are going to be blown in the next 6 minutes? Hopefully, no one here. You guys shouldn't be trading this price action. And you guys shouldn't be holding pre-NFP. I think it was last month's NFP candle. I think I was watching it and it was so small. I'm like, interesting. Is NFP just not like, did Trump take over NFP candles now and they have no weight whatsoever? S&T on those daily highs. So no new. Yeah. I think Asia highs and then lower for those. Yep. It looks like we're all thinking the same thing. So the question is are we retail logic? Remember, we're waiting for disruption in one area, right? That's what NFP does. And our best bet trade around it is to trade with that disruption to the opposite side. Right now we're trading into, if it was a regular trading day or time, we'd be trading into this really high probability area. We just got all of these fair value gaps nested that are extremely important. So this is like a money zone. So i.e., let's say we disrupt up. Let's think about some possible options that may happen. So we're all thinking right now, or the majority of us, that we're gonna at least hit these Asia highs here, NFP. If I see a closure below this, in my opinion, I would be relatively happy with a stop loss above this area. And then I'd be targeting London lows. So those are that's my entry thought. I think A3 mentioned that we're gonna hit the RTH high, which is this little green line here. That's yesterday's lunch high possibility. I'm not saying it's not, but we just have to see what the market's gonna give us. Max Zeus. Rip to the moon, I think. It's 4th of July. Right. Could you imagine right before? Just getting nice numbers and investments. That would be nice. Yeah. Now there's also that thesis too that, and again, I'll have to back test that if how does the market close right before the 4th of July? Is it bullish or bearish usually? And just get that statistic behind you in trading. But a lot of investors are going to want to cash out, I think, early and start their weekends off. That's what I'm seeing. Assuming it's, an algorithm and whatnot, but like the retail side of things, like buying and selling pressure, seeing that there. All right, look at that. Look at that interesting rejection of this entire zone. First presentation after midnight of yesterday, of Tuesday. Nice little push lower here. When is the market opening? By opening, I mean NFP. It is in a minute and a half. Okay. So NFP. One minute, guys. Let me start focusing on the chart. 2 minutes. Yep. While we're waiting, I still think the GOAT prop firm is my futures family or funded futures family. 1 day pass, you can't beat it. Reset $65. You just need 1 2-to-1 trade and you get funded in 2 hours. So just putting that out there, guys. I think they're better than FundedNext and Apex. All right. 30 seconds here. I think my feed is roughly 10 seconds delayed. Okay, and then let's remove this here. All right. No degenerate NFP trading, smart NFP trading. I have 1 bullet today. 1 bullet for 1 trade, and that's it. Usually I don't trade NFP. And we're off to the races. Spike to the downside. There's that drive higher that we're all talking about. 80 points, 90 points. Like, it's just like so little. I just remember NFPs back in the day, like they were just crazy candles. Okay, Asia highs taken. All right, next level here. This is continuing that right there. That's what I'm looking at. That's RTH highs from yesterday, untraded. Technically, right now we're not in RTH. We're still in electronics. So like a real fill would be after 9:30. This is the news low. I'm not taking this. I'm just position sizing to see what it would be like. Basically, this 30-second here. This is just fair value gap that hasn't been inverted to the upside, to the downside. We took out Asia highs. We might continue push higher, but like right now we're just sitting and like this, like a little 30-second candle. I don't know if I would take something like that. The buy side has been taken. And the question is it going to continue going higher? The smarter thing to do is actually wait for that macro at 850. We'll see if anything happens then. That was an interesting close there. 30-second perspective. See what the 1 minute looks like here. You know what? I'm going to give it a little short here. Let's see here. I really took that low. 48. Do not recommend this short at all. I'm just right now up in my account pretty heavily. Because we took all this buy side. We technically inverted this fair value gap here on 30 seconds. A 30-second play, not even the 1 minute. There's no 1 minute confirmation. There we go. I'm moving my buy stop already. Don't want to see the price go there at all. Yeah, it was a really small, and then we'll see if price wants to, again, like the terminus here in the sand is going to be, like, my stop loss is right there. I don't want to see it get back up to this level. No bueno, guys. And this is why we don't trade NFP. Buy side sweep, inversion. It tagged me out by a point there. It broke below like the mean threshold of like the daily. There was a lot there. It's just 3 minutes after NFP. ES is spiking. Oh, ES is spiking. Yeah, ES had a huge move. All right, there you go. The 30-second fair value gap. It technically, it was actually a 15-second fair value gap that I took the short off of. Highly aggressive, but it technically did respect mean threshold really nicely, close below it, confirming the IFEG, but then again, the move is still moving up here. I'll give it till 850 today, and we'll see. But again, I'm hunting shorts here. The only thing I'm interested in shorts. Once we get above this red area here, you have to be a bit careful about shorts. And the reason why is because like we're officially above the daily SIBI and above the this other daily SIBI, just above a lot of daily levels at that point, which indicates bullishness. So like technically I wouldn't want to see it go here, and I would want to see it start collapsing from mean threshold, but it never did that. So Asia highs taken. Slight SMT between NQ and ES right now. Oh, now they're in sync again. Oh boy. I think Zeus Max was market yesterday's opening range gap low. That's right here. Oh, technically, yeah. Right there. That's the low there. I think Max Zeus was right. I think it might even be like a bullish day. Yeah, yeah. The 4th of July ripper. here is, let me pull some PD arrays here for you guys. This here is, let me just make sure I have it correctly aligned, but this is going to be the RTH gap of yesterday. So that's yesterday's RTH gap. What are these levels here? Quadrant. Remove that. That's going to be that as well. So use low right there. We've, I think A33 said, we've rejected the lower half of yesterday's opening range. I thought we would slice there, but we didn't. All the bodies stayed above. We pushed higher. Here's a bullish fair value gap that has been kind of respect to the upside. Right now, this 1 minute candle is driving below. We'll see how it closes. We are going to have a bullish RTH gap if we close above this new day opening gap at 7 on July 2nd. And we'll see if there's something around the start of the macro. If not, we'll call it closed. I have a layout for the new week opening gap. I'm using this indicator. Okay, I'll have a look there, Mark. Okay. By Mether Z. Okay, cool. I see it. Thanks for sharing. Like right now, like would a short be smart? No, it wouldn't. There's really buy side liquidity sweep. We pushed once above it. This is the second push above it. NFP trading. We're in this range of yesterday. We're heading in the upper half of this daily fair value gap, which I am not liking. Very tricky PA, guys. I have a feeling I'll have to wait for the 9:30 open, but that's the inversion fair value gap. Remember, it becomes an inversion once we get to the lower half. It is sitting technically on a quadrant on the daily, which makes it a bit stronger than the rest of them. But price can continue pushing up higher here. Here's the bullish order block it's going into right now. And right now, that's a confirmation of the break. We are breaking below mean threshold now. To be honest, these are awful levels to trade. There's just so much conflicting PD arrays, just being completely honest here, guys. Like, would I take this short? I'm like, generally, I'm looking for shorts today. But like, is this the high of the run, of the NFP run? Here is the bullish order block before that last push higher. We took out buy side liquidity above us. We technically inverted this fair value gap, respected the lower half, dropped lower. Now we are pushing up. If a short were to be taken here, you'd have to break. Like, again, it's just getting below this level would be ideal for short. Here's a fair value up that's going to be very important too. It's the fair value up that formed on the displacement of the NFP candle. But if you guys feel like this is a lot, this is a lot. Don't get me wrong. Right now, I'm really, and I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm trying to force some kind of bias or thesis on what price may do. And right now, it's just falling short. Yes, right now is pushing above this like displacement to the upside. Out of all of this movement, this long right here, that was the cleanest. Would that be a 2-to-1 grabbing those lows, assuming it's going to break down below this level? We're trading above the mean threshold of a daily fair value gap. Yes, this is looking a lot more bullish than NQ. Look at this little short here for 2-to-1. And to be honest, I'm not even gonna. I'll see if I can hold this all the way down. Again, this may be the top with this inversion here. I'll see. But I will take, again, a little tiny position, just like that. And if this doesn't work out, then goodbye gains from yesterday on today's NFP trading. Again, this is not an A+ trade. This is something that I'm just going to scale into as it drops lower, assuming if it does, and I'm just going to be targeting London lows here. For a possible, it's going to be larger than 8-to-1. But this is a low RR trade here. If it hits these news lows, I'm going to start scaling into the position. So this is kind of attempt one to see if this is going to be the high, putting risk behind something that should be respected. It's this inversion on the 1 minute. 2 pushes higher after taking Asia highs. And right now we're breaking below mean threshold of the daily fair value gap. Again, we want to see bodies close and continue pushing lower. And as we kind of start breaking these more, the probability of the trade becomes higher and higher. If I was waiting for like a high probability trade, I'd probably wait for this to kind of completely close below, see a nice respect to the upside that price doesn't want to go, and then I'm going to go lower. So that's kind of the more risk adverse trade. But this is my last trade of the stream. We're trading below bodies, below this bullish order block. So there's a lot of things failing also to the upside, but this has to continue the downside here. Yash wants, very high possibility, but we'll see here. If I'm right here, this is going to be an extremely heavy push to the downside. But I'd probably say right now my confidence here is 30% down from this specific level. But again, testing the market out. Once it hits the mean threshold of this fair value gap here, I will be going to break even. Or at least I'll be trailing to 50% risk. Man, recently this week's been tough for me. Tough week on the charts. Wonder because it's like summer. Not liking that at all. Oh, and I think I risked a bit too much here. It was supposed to be a 2 contract short. It's a 3 contract short. Clerical error from my end. Yeah, macro incoming 1 minute. We'll see here. I'm not liking, guys. I am on the verge right now of closing this off or close to break even. Like I do feel like I forced this trade. When you see trades where you have full confidence in and you just take it no problem, that's what you want to trade in and out. This is just, I am going to trailing it even more now at this point. Again, it just has to drop at this point. If it pulls back, I don't want to be in it. I don't want to be in this trade at this point. Once it gets to break even, I'm going to peel off 1 contract. Uh, 30 sec. There's a suspension block right here, actually. All right, so I'm going to frame my entire trade against the suspension block here. Don't want to see that break to the upside. Inversion, don't want to see that touch. Yeah, price is extremely slow. This is a suspension block, SB. Get below mean threshold price. Once we displace away from here, we don't want to see any bodies in the upper half. It's a big no-no. Guys, this is like post NFP trading. Like, this is why I don't trade this day. I usually take the Friday off. For some reason, I thought it was tomorrow, but tomorrow's. All right. Let's see here. Can we drop? Possibly. I'm really hoping so. Come on, price. Steak tonight or macaroni and cheese? KD. Or like air. Minimizing my risk even more. This high right here. Don't want to see a breach at all. Come on, price. Just push lower. And you can see my anxiety right now. It's just, to be honest, I should have never entered this trade. I'm already in it, and I'm just aggressively managing my risks here. But if I'm right, then it's going to be a really fat payout. Trying one micro. Yeah. Just if you just want to be in the trade for minimal and practice, but until we get below this level here, that's when my confidence is going to go a lot higher, hitting those London lows. There you go. Good boy. My risk right now is like $100 around there. I like how this price went back in. It's kind of like an instant rebalance. Push lower. Now this is like the fair value up that formed on NFP. We want to see the slice lower. Once this slices and we close below, I think break even is a very fair stop loss placement. And at that point, you can log off your computer and just hope that you wake up and it hits those lows. But there's just too much sell side below us. Excellent. Moving my stop loss below this instant rebalance candle here. Nice. All right, break even. And now it's scaling time because I'm weighing big on this position. That's why that was the whole point of it. Let's see it slice through those levels first, though. This first presentation, midnight, all that. Yeah, you can show it. Exactly. Yeah, worst case scenario, NQ is going to be funny, and it's going to do something like that. Right? Best case scenario, it drops. There's way too much. Like even this level right here could be your terminus of the trade. It doesn't have to hit London lows like this right here. This is going to be, maybe heavy partial, right? Because like look at ES here, all that smooth lows. We technically closed below here by a tick. That might be called a mohawk. So I want to see a deeper closure. That was nice to see. And then this area right here is like stacked with confluence. So seeing that slice below, that's going to show us weakness in the market. But this is like a mega zone. We hit midnight open. Yep. I'm going to do a little scaling right now. I'm still keeping it at break even. As Martin said, we broke midnight. I have so many lines on the charts, I can't even see midnight open. Where are you, midnight open? Oh, it's right there. Okay, so right now we're entering midnight open. Let's see us cut below all this. That would be great to see. Hitting that news low. Yeah, it could be continuation to the upside. But got an ES here. It hasn't cleared its fair value gap yet of news. News low is right there for 830. But anyways, no risk, no Rari, right? As they say. Mega zone is rejecting it. This fair value gap here is extremely important. I don't want to see it get above mean threshold. I want to see it. I want to see these bodies stay here and just bounce lower. And if it goes higher, whatever. Come on, Brett. Nice little instant push lower there once it tried getting to the upper half. Hopefully that's going to be a sign of weakness before price pushes. Yeah, and like getting below here, guys, would be nirvana. I'm going to scale in once more here. So my stop loss is above like the mean threshold now, above mean threshold of this wick. And I just wouldn't want to see that. We got like, we're at 5 contracts now. Oh, we're melting, boys. Absolutely fucking melting. News lows. There you go. To be honest, it's an area 4 partial. Oh man, I'm so tempted to just close my entire position for $800 right now, but first fair value gap. Yeah, we just broke that too. Come on, now close below it. Do not come back up. Close below here. But Nilos has been tagged, guys. So again, can price still turn around here? In my opinion, I just need to. That was. Anyways, it is what it is. Like it's the position's there. We've doubled up since up here. And I'm hoping for the continuation lower. If not, then on to the next. Never risk more than 250. And if profit target were to be hit, I think right here, heavy partial at 242. That's $2,500 if it hits that target, which is technically what you need between payouts. Just one trade. But I'm just not liking this close at all here. Like, we've never broken this level yet. I thought we would. Like, this was giving me so much confidence when we were down here. But closing back up there, that was not ideal. All right, guys. It's 9 o'clock. I have to go drive somewhere, but I'm going to leave this open. This is going to be the trade. And hopefully, it's going to keep pushing lower. But again, like, the strategy here is I'm going to just slowly scale into it as we close below this, move my stop loss, and then try to take a big partial around this level here being pre-930 lows, okay? That's going to be the general strategy. You might take a few off. And Yashma, to be honest, yeah, hindsight, you're right. It's just I'm looking for a slightly larger position here. Just based on where I got from my highs and where my stop loss is. So, but anyways, guys, I'll let this cook offline. And actually, you know what? Let's see right now what it's going to do. Yeah, but if you guys learned something, feel free to drop a like. And then tomorrow, there's no trading. Monday, and I think I'm going to give up Monday tradings, guys. Monday PA is generally garbage, especially pre-930. And I'd rather not waste anyone's time, to be honest, trying to trade those candlesticks. So it'll be like a Tuesday to Thursday thing moving forward. But all in all, let's let this cook, and I'll update you guys via my posts in YouTube. Take care, guys. Happy 4th of July. And if you're Canadian, happy Canada Day, which was yesterday. And take care, guys.